King Sandbox. The storm took your ship. You wake alone on the frozen shores. Find a way before the cold of something worse claims you. Okay, let's play. You can ride there ashore, half dead. His ship broke under rock. He aches and he no longer pictures something already cycled. Okay, so the game is forging my hero, so this is good. This is very, very good. It's me. I love it. Please. Wow. So this is so me. I love it. I have to clip this. This is very cool clip. This is the best avatar I ever seen. I love it. So it's me. Okay, the Vikings. I'm really surprised about how they generate an avatar, so it's pretty cool.
Finally. I am Hugin. Thought. Yours specifically. The only part of your mind Odin left you. Your memory waits across this island. My brother Munin. Reach the frozen passage before the blood moon peaks, or remain nothing. One problem. Fenrir's child guards the passage. Tonight it hunts the whole island. Can you outrun a god's wolf?
Okay, yeah, I'm speechless with that avatar. So it's very cool. I want it to be mine. I want it to upload on another games. Okay, this is the ship
Your legs
wreckage.
refuse you at first, numb and heavy as waterlogged timber. You force them to move, staggering upright against a wind that cuts straight through your soaked wool and linen. Teeth chattering, you wrap your arms around yourself, but the heat left your body long ago. The Drakkar lies broken below, a skeleton of splintered oak and torn sail half submerged in the gray surf.
Drakkar is the Viking
The
long.
cold is honest. It kills you clean. The beast, not so much. But you're right. Freeze first. Get eaten later. Priorities.
Above the tide line, a dark smear of blood leads up the rocky slope to a motionless shape. To the north, the cliffs rise higher. South, the shore curves toward a distant beach. East, the dark forest presses close to the edge of the fjord.
Okay, we got some suggestions. Search the bodies on the shore for anything useful, or follow the blood trails up to the rock. Okay, let's search the body for something useful.
You wade through the shallows, numb feet slipping on seaweed-slicked stones. The dead are heavy, waterlogged weights in your arms. You turn them over one by one, searching through frozen, blood-stained wool. A sea axe knife, sharp enough. A pouch containing flint and steel. Fire, if you can keep it dry. Heavy furs, soaked through but better than nothing. On the wrist of a Jarl's man, a silver arm ring twisted by the sea's fury.
Ganamos un cuchillo.
Loot the dead before they're cold. Very practical. The silver, pretty, but useless against teeth and claws. Unless you know something I don't.
The wind bites harder as you stand, the wet furs clinging to your skin like a second freezing skin. The blood trail on the rocks above still gleams dark red against the gray stone. To the north, the cliffs loom higher. South, the beach stretches toward what might be shelter. East, the forest waits, dark and silent.
Okay, I got item. Weapon. So this is so impressive. It's like I feel they take me for the game. Yeah, I'm there. Status. Hypothermia arrest was closing on an OMEA. Okay. Go to the rock.
You scramble up the rocky slope, boots slipping on patches of frost and slick moss. The blood trail is fresh, dark against the gray stone, leading to a flat shelf overlooking the wreck. The smell hits you first, copper and bowels, the stench of violent death.
Oh my god. Okay.
The body lies sprawled on its back, a ruin of torn meat and shattered bone. The head is gone, severed cleanly at the neck. The chest is a gaping cavity, ribs splayed like broken gate bars, the heart and lungs ripped away.
One leg ends in a ragged tangle of flesh below the knee. This was no man's work. The power required to tear a Viking limb from limb. It belongs to the old stories, not the living world.
Messy. Notice the claws. Long, curved. Not a bear. Bears crush. This thing carves. And it ate the heart first.
Wow.
Always the heart.
Yes,
The
always the
wind
heart.
howls through
Okay.
the ribs of the dead ship below, carrying the cries of gulls fighting over the drowned corpses. The sun hangs low and pale, offering no warmth. The path north continues up toward higher cliffs. South leads down to the beach. East, the dark forest looms close.
Mm-hmm. Y vamos a buscar si hay. Let's find if something useful here.
You kneel beside the ruin, the smell of exposed bowel and copper thick in your nose. The cold has already begun to freeze the blood, turning the pooled darkness into a black, tacky mess. You search the tattered remains of his clothes, your hands numb and clumsy. Nothing.
The beast took everything of value. The axe is gone, the belt pouch ripped open and empty, even the iron rivets from his armor torn loose in the frenzy.
The silver armoring you found below must have come from another victim, or perhaps this one before he died.
All that remains here is meat and bone, a testament to something that kills not for hunger, but for rage.
Wasteful. It didn't even eat the rest, just opened him up and left. Like a child breaking a toy to see what's inside.
The wind cuts sharper now, whistling through the exposed ribs of the corpse. The sun is past its peak, shadows stretching long across the black rocks. The path north climbs toward higher ground. South leads down to the beach and the promise of driftwood. East, the dark forest waits.
So let's go to the beach.
You pick your way down the rocky slope, boots sliding on loose scree until the ground softens beneath you. The beach stretches out in a wide arc of pale sand and dark, wet stone, gentler than the jagged fjords above, but no less cold. The wind here carries the sharp tang of salt and rotting kelp. Gulls wheel overhead, their cries sharp against the constant rumble of the surf. The afternoon sun hangs low and pale, casting long, cold shadows across the tidal pools that glitter like broken mirrors in the sand. To the north, the path climbs back toward the low cliffs and the wreck. East, the land rises into snow-covered plains. West, the ocean stretches into endless gray. Scattered along the high tide line, piles of driftwood lie tangled with seaweed. Potential fuel if you can keep it dry.
Near the water's edge, a large piece of the ship's hull has washed ashore.
Half buried in the sand and foam beneath it lies a man, motionless. His skin is waxen, his lips blue. He isn't moving.
Another one. Check his breath. If the mist is still there, he's not a corpse yet. But he will be, soon enough.
Check the men under the driftwood for sign of light. Gather the driftwood from the tail line to build a fire. Well, let's check this. This is like a book.
You kneel beside the wreckage, lifting the heavy piece of driftwood that pins him to the wet sand. The man is young, his face pale as sea.
I love this.
Lips tinged blue. You press your
Love
ear to his
this.
chest.
My face is so cool.
Heartbeat, faint and thready, like a distant drum. His breath is a shallow mist that vanishes almost as soon as it leaves his lips. He is deep in the cold's grip, his body stiff and unresponsive to your touch.
Leaf, the scout.
Okay.
He remembers who you are. Maybe that matters. Or maybe he's just another mouth to feed.
The wind cuts across the beach, stirring the piles of dry kelp and driftwood scattered nearby. The sun is sinking
Because
lower,
the status
afternoon
is
light turning the bruised
hypothermia,
purple.
no name, no memory with
Leaf
clothes.
shivers
So
violently,
we need to
a reflex his body can barely sustain,
get better on this.
then goes still again. Without warmth, that last faint heartbeat will stop before the sun touches the horizon.
Story points are limited resources you can spend in 3 ways: during a dice test, a reroll your dice, and one automatic success, or outside dice ruin the saga before you roll the grade. Okay, so this history is built by what that we send, similar like a book read for child here in Argentina was called choose your own adventure, and you have to select some what's happened, what you do. So this is, and we got a help here. Gather driftwood, use flint to build a fire, search a tidal post. Now let's build a fire for this guy and me. We are in a hypothermia risk.
You scramble along the high tide line, gathering dry lengths of driftwood and broken planks from the wreck. Your fingers are numb, clumsy as you stack the wood near Leaf's body, sheltering the pile from the wind with a curve of stones. The flint is cold in your palm. You strike it against the steel, once, twice. Nothing but sparks that die in the damp air. On the third try, a spark catches on a scrap of dry kelp you tucked among the twigs. A wisp of smoke, then a flame. You feed it in warmth against the biting wind. The heat hits you first, a shock that makes your skin prickle. You drag Leif closer to the blaze, wrapping him in the wet furs you found earlier. As the fire grows, the steam rises from his clothes, a thick white cloud in the gray afternoon. His chest heaves suddenly, a great, rattling gasp that sounds like a man breaking the surface of deep water. His eyes flutter open, wide and wild, fixing on the flames.
Fire! I saw the black water. It was so cold.
Welcome back to the Living Scout. Did you bring anything useful back from the underworld? No? Just bad dreams. Typical.
The raven is so fun.
Is that you? By Thor's beard, I thought the sea took us all.
By Thor's
Leif
beard.
pushes himself up on one elbow, his gaze sweeping the beach. The wreck, the dead, the endless gray ocean. He shivers violently, but the color is returning to his cheeks. He looks at you, really seeing you for the first time.
We're alive. That's something. But where are we? This isn't the Northumbrian coast.
We don't know. So the status changed to warming up. Ask Cliff if you remember about the shipwreck. No, let's work that for the memory.
Leif stares into the fire, his eyes reflecting the dancing flames.
So the crows
The warmth has
are...
brought color back to his cheeks, but his hand still trembles slightly as he rubs them together.
The storm, it came from nowhere. One moment we were celebrating the raid on Northumbria.
I love this.
The gold heavy in the hull. The next, the sky turned black. Waves like mountains. I remember the masts snapping. The sound like a giant breaking bone. Then the water took me. You were at the helm, Aud. You shouted something. I couldn't hear over the wind. Then you went under with the ship.
The name hits you like a blow to the chest. Awed. A fragment of memory snaps into place. Your hand on the steering oar, the spray freezing on your face, the roar of the ocean drowning out everything. For a moment, you are back there, fighting the wheel, before the image fades back into the gray fog of your mind.
Ord. A strong name. Does it fit the man who doesn't remember his own face? Or the man who let his crew die?
We need to move, Aud. This fire won't last forever.
So my name is
I don't
Odd.
like the look of those
Or no.
woods. Something feels
Gotta
wrong
say I
about
have
this
no name.
place.
The fire crackles, sending sparks up into the darkening sky. The afternoon is fading, the sun dipping toward the horizon. To the north, the path leads back up to the low cliffs and the wreck. East, snow-covered plains rise toward a dark forest. South, the beach ends at a rocky point.
Okay, so we got the forest. It's a snow-covered place. Snow, no, because we don't have beach ends at the rocky point. So what we can do? Head north, search the wreck, more through. Well, yeah, let's do that. First, we need to get occupied, killed, and then go to the snow.
You and Leaf climb the path from the beach, boots crunching on frost-loosened scree. The golden hour light spills across the low fjords, painting the black rocks in amber and bruised purple. The wind here is sharper, unbroken by the dunes below. The Drakkar lies broken in the shallows, a skeleton of splintered oak thrusting from the gray surf like the ribs of a dead whale. Bodies bob in the water or lie sprawled on the shore. Faces you might once have known, now pale and still under the fading sun.
You wade into the freezing shallows, the water soaking your already sodden boots. The wreckage is a chaos of torn planks and tangled reeds.
Leif follows, moving with a scout's quiet efficiency, his face grim as he avoids the dead. You tear at a section of the hole still lodged in the rocks, prying loose a leather satchel heavy with something inside. Nearby, a broken oar floats amidst the debris, and a coil of ship's rope hangs from a jagged timber, half submerged. Further in, a large section of torn sail is snagged on a spar, and a mead flask rolls free in the surge, its stopper miraculously tight.
The sea took everything good, but the rope, that might be useful. And the sail, if we can dry it out.
Okay,
Scavenging from your own grave. Practical. Just don't drink the mead yet. Cold kills, but so does drowning in your own vomit.
You haul your finds onto the dry rocks above the tide line. The leather satchel contains a few iron nails and a whetstone, but the water has ruined anything else inside. The sun dipped lower, the golden light deepening toward orange. The shadows stretch long across the fjord, reaching toward the dark forest to the east and the high cliffs to the north.
The cold is settling in, a steady ache in your fingers and toes.
okay, we found leather satchel, broken oar, ship throw, chrome sail, mid flat. Use the rope to help carry to high cliffs. Search the scattered body for the shore, anything. Yes. Search a bit.
You move among the dead, turning over stiffening limbs and searching through blood-soaked wool. The tide has risen since you first woke, claiming some of the bodies further out in the surf.
Those remaining on the rocks have been picked over by the gulls. Eyes gone, fingers chewed. You find little of value. A few copper coins, useless here. A broken belt buckle. One man still clutches a whetstone in a frozen hand, which you take. The sea has been thorough.
They were good men, better than this. To end as food for birds, it's a bad death.
All deaths are bad, Scout. Some are just messier. Did you expect Valhalla? The Valkyries aren't coming. They never do.
The sun touches the horizon, a bleeding orange disk that offers no heat. The golden hour fades into the deepening purple of approaching sundown. The wind picks up, whistling through the ribs of the wreck. The cold is settling into your bones, a dull ache that won't go away. Leaf stamps his feet, his breath misting in the air.
We can't stay here, Odd. The open ground, it feels wrong. We need shelter before full dark.
Yes.
To the north, the path climbs toward the high cliffs. South, the beach offers driftwood and the fire you built, but no real cover. East, the dark forest waits, silent and foreboding.
I don't know if we go to the beach because there are no real shelters, so we need to go to the cave. So the cat gets into the keyboard. Okay, let's move to the high cliff. Oh no, we are now. Wait, shield. One o'clock number head to the beach. Yeah, no, let's tell shelter to near to the fire, so we need to stay warm.
The path down from the low fjords is steep and treacherous in the fading light. Loose scree sliding beneath your boots. You and Leif descend in silence, the wind pushing at your backs as if urging you toward the sea. The beach below is bathed in the deep bruised colors of sundown. Salmon and violet, burning across the horizon before the gray ocean swallows them. The fire you built earlier still crackles against the darkening sky, a small orange star in the gathering gloom. The driftwood shelter you improvised holds, offering a meager break from the biting wind. Leif drops heavily onto the sand beside the fire, holding his hands out to the warmth. His face is drawn. The scout's usual alertness dulled by exhaustion and the lingering cold of the fjords.
Better. The wind up there cuts right through you. We should stay here tonight. The fire's good, and the tide is going out.
Safe for now, but the night is long, and the fire won't last forever. Something howls in the dark. Can you hear it?
The sound carries faint on the wind, a distant, lonely cry that raises the hair on your arms. It's not a wolf. The tide retreats, exposing wet sand and glistening tidal pools teeming with small, skittering shapes. To the south, the beach narrows toward a rocky point. East, the snow-covered plains rise into darkness.
We need food, Aud. And the fire needs more wood if we're to last the night. What do you want to do?
Search tidal traps, shellfish, gather more driftwood to feed the fire through the night. Well, let's do shellfish and crabs.
You crouch by the water's edge, where the retreating tide has left shallow pools gleaming like dark mirrors in the fading light. The cold water bites at your fingers as you reach into the pools, turning over stones slick with algae. Something skitters away, a crab, clicking its claws, vanishing into the seaweed. You move faster, hands plunging into the icy water, snatching at movement. 3 crabs, their shells gray and mottled, end up in your leather satchel. Nearby, half buried in the sand, you find a cluster of shellfish clinging to a rock. You pry them loose with your sea axe, the shells sharp against your palm.
CX.
Good. Protein keeps the strength in you. But raw shellfish, the squirts can make a man sick. We should cook them.
Cook them. Burn them. It's all fuel for the fire that keeps you breathing. Just don't expect a feast. The sea is generous with scraps, not feasts.
Okay, and we got crabs and shell. Gather more driftwood to burn through the night. Let's gather the food said if you're desperate enough, so it didn't say I need to eat right now, so I gathering good for the fight.
You move along the high tide line, gathering dry lengths of driftwood and broken planks from the wreck. The wood is light and brittle in your hands, bleached by sun and salt. Leif joins you, moving with a scout's efficiency, stacking the fuel near the fire pit. The sky burns through salmon and violet. The last light
And
catching
for a
crimson on
logic,
the
we need
waves
to
before the
first
gray ocean
grab the
swallows them.
food
You feed the
and
fire,
then
piling the wood
eat.
high until the flames crackle and roar, pushing back the encroaching dark. The heat is fierce against your skin, driving the numbness from your fingers and toes. You skewer the crabs and shellfish on sharpened sticks, holding them over the flames.
The shells turn red, popping open in the heat, releasing the scent of cooked meat. It's not a feast, but it's food.
And we ate also.
Hot food. It tastes better than the King's Hall right now.
The King's Hall has mead, and songs, and women who don't smell like seaweed. But this keeps you breathing. For now.
You eat in silence, the meat sweet and salty. The fire casts long, dancing shadows across the sand. The wind howls outside the circle of light, carrying the distant cry of something that isn't a wolf. The night is here.
We should take turns watching. If that thing comes, we'll see it in the firelight.
Okay. Take the first watch. While Leaf sleeps, ask Leaf if he knows about tracking or hunting. Let's ask.
You poke the fire with a stick, sending sparks spiraling up into the darkening sky. The heat is welcome, but the cold presses in just beyond the circle of light. You turn to Leaf, asking what skills he brings to this frozen rock beyond knowing your name.
Tracking? Hunting? That's my trade, Odd. I can find a trail 3 days old in mud, and I know the difference between a wolf's trot and a boar's root. I saw
Great,
tracks
so we
earlier,
know how
near
to
the
hunt.
wreckage. Large. Wrong shape for a bear. Wrong stride for a wolf. Something heavy, dragging its claws.
A scout who sees. Useful. Though seeing the wrong thing can get you killed faster than seeing nothing at all.
I can hunt, too. But game is scarce here. The forest feels empty. Like something cleared it out. We should sleep while we can. I'll take first watch. You need to heal.
Okay, he took the first watch and tried to sleep in the fire. Ask Leaf to describe stranger tracks. He saw more in detail. Okay. More information we need.
Leaf stares into the fire, the flames reflecting in his eyes. He draws a line in the sand with a stick, then another, crossing them at an angle.
Big. Too big for a man, too wrong for a bear. The stride was long, maybe 7 feet between prints. And the claws. They didn't just dig in, they raked. Like it was dragging its hands through the snow, not walking on it.
Dragging hands. Or paws that forgot how to be feet. A shapeshifter's burden, perhaps. Or just a monster that doesn't care how it looks.
Shape cheese.
The depth was wrong too. Whatever made them was heavy. Heavier than a bear. Heavier than 2 men. I've tracked wolves in the winter. They step light. This thing, it stomped.
Leaf throws the stick into the fire. It catches with a sharp hiss, sending a shower of sparks upward. The wind howls outside the circle of light, and for a moment, it sounds almost like a voice.
Heavy footsteps. Dragging claws. Sounds like something that used to be a man and forgot how to stop being a beast. Or maybe it never was a man at all.
Is the sand down? So maybe. Okay, no, I don't want to investigate the. Or yes, I would say no investigation for the truck and sleep. No, but I have no memory, so we need to investigate the truck. Let's do that option. We have fire. We can come back and get fire. Get into the fire. Fire warm.
You leave the fire's warmth behind, climbing the path north from the beach. The wind hits you harder here, unblocked by the dunes, cutting through your soaked wool. Dusk settles over the low fjords, painting the sky in bruised purples and fading grays. Below, the broken Drakkar lies splintered against the rocks, its dragon head snapped off and staring blindly at the surf. Bodies litter the shore like driftwood, pale shapes in the gathering dark. The air smells of salt and something rotting.
There. See where the snow is disturbed? That's where I saw them.
Leaf crouches by a patch of trampled snow near the cliff's edge. He points to a series of deep impressions, larger than a man's hand, leading away from the wreckage and up the slope. A smear of frozen blood stains the rocks nearby, trailing upward toward a flat stretch of ground above.
A path of violence. Follow it if you wish, but remember what waits at the end.
The blood trail is fresh. Something died up there recently. We should see what it was.
Okay. Follow the broad trail. Examine the large tracks leaf found near the. Well, let's see. So, let's see what's up.
You climb the slope, boots crunching on frozen scree. The blood trail is a dark smear against the gray rock, stark in the dying light. At the top, the terrain flattens, and the smell hits you first copper and rot, heavy enough to taste. The body lies sprawled on its back, a ruin of meat and torn wool. The head is gone, not cut off, torn off. The neck ends in jagged bone and shredded muscle. The chest is a gaping cavity from throat to groin, ribs splayed white like the ribs of a ship stripped by storms. The heart is missing. The left leg ends below the knee in a tangle of sinew. Blood is frozen into a black pool beneath the corpse, reflecting the first pale stars.
By Thor's hammer! What could do this? No wolf, no bear. This is butchery.
The heart first. Always the heart. It takes the courage before it takes the flesh. The beast that knows what we value.
Leaf circles the body at a distance, hand on his sea axe, scanning the darkening tree line to the east. The wind picks up, moaning through the ribs of the dead man.
He's beyond your help now, Ord. But his gear, the dead have no use for silver or steel.
Well, I take the here. Here.
You kneel beside the ruin, the smell of copper and voided bowels thick in your nostrils. The cold has started to freeze the black pool around him, crackling under your boots. You search the tattered remains of his tunic, fingers brushing against frozen blood and exposed rib. The wool is shredded, soaked through. Nothing useful remains in the chest cavity, only the hollow echo of where his heart was.
You move to the belt. The leather is cut through, the buckle gone. You check the boot's good leather, but the left foot is missing, taken with the leg. The right boot is intact, though stained dark.
You pull it free. Inside you find a small pouch hidden in the lining, containing a single smooth stone carved with a simple rune algiz. Protection. It is untouched.
He carried a charm. Didn't help him. Maybe we should take it. Can't hurt.
A stone against the dark. Symbols have power only if you believe they do. Or if the gods are listening. Are they listening, Ord?
Otherwise, say I have no name and status, but if they all call me Odd. Take the runestone, head back to the fire beach, search the area for more tracking, staying away from the body. Yes? Need to
You
research
drop to a
everything.
crouch, scanning the frozen ground around the mutilated corpse. The light is failing fast, the sky a bruised purple above the black line of the eastern forest. Snow swirls and eddies around the rocks, already beginning to fill the deep prints you found earlier. You cast a wider net, looking for where the predator went after its feast.
The wind is erasing them. Here. A partial print heading toward the trees. But it's faint. The snow is covering them fast.
Leaf points to a smudge in the scree, barely visible in the gloom. Beyond it, the slope descends into a dense wall of spruce and birch. The darkness under the trees looks absolute, a mouth waiting to swallow anything that steps inside. The wind howls through the branches, a sound like voices screaming.
Into the dark? Bold. Or foolish. The line between the two is thin in this light.
Spot the trails before it vanishes completely. Yes. Wait.
The dying light catches a disturbance in the scree that your eyes nearly missed a partial print. Deep and jagged, where the beast pushed off eastward. You follow the line of crushed snow and
It's like
torn
a
moss,
story of
moving quickly
investigation.
before the wind
I love-
erases the trail
love it.
completely. The tracks are undeniable now, leading straight to the edge of the dense spruce forest that looms like a black wall against the twilight. The trees are thick here, branches interlocking overhead to block out the last of the sun, creating a tunnel of darkness that swallows the path.
There. Into the woods. It didn't go north or south. It went straight into the thickest part of the island.
A beast that knows where to hide, or where to sleep. You won't find it in the dark, Ord, but it might find you.
The wind
Well,
howls through
the
the tree
raven
line,
is right.
carrying a scent of pine and something older, something musk and iron. The tracks vanish into the shadows under the boughs. Behind you, the fire on the beach is a distant glow. The only warmth left in this cold land.
We could follow it at first light, or we could go back to the fire. The night is coming fast, Odd.
I would go to the fire. Return to the beach and wait for the dawn. Follow the track east into the forest despite the dark. No, let's go to... but the tracks will disappear. The wind howls through the tree anchoring instead of find something called muscular. The tracks vanish into the shadow. Behind you, the part of the beach, going across. The only ones left, the cold land. So we are wet, chilled. I think the better is to return to the beach fire and wait for the dawn. But let's investigate. Let's take that risk. We are still the status stay warming up, so let's see what's happened. Let's do what we shouldn't do.
You step under the canopy and the world changes. The wind dies, strangled by 1,000 interlocking branches, replaced by a silence so thick it presses against your ears. The spruce and birch stand like pillars in a hall built for giants, their trunks lost in shadow. Above, the moon rises through a break in the clouds, casting silver light that pools on the forest floor like spilled milk. It is beautiful and terrible. The
And we
cold
have
here is
track.
different. It doesn't bite, it seeps. A slow dampness that settles into your bones. The beast's tracks are faint now, filling with snow. But the direction is clear, deeper into the dark heart of the island.
It's quiet. Too quiet. No birds. No small things moving in the brush. It's like the forest is holding its breath.
Oh yeah.
Or waiting. The trees have eyes, Ord. Some of them are even attached to trunks.
Leaf moves close to your side, his sea axe drawn. He scans the shadows between the trees, his breath misting in the silver air. The path ahead splits one way, leads toward a denser thicket, where the trees grow twisted together. The other toward a faint clearing where the moonlight touches the ground.
The tracks went toward the thicket, but that looks like a dead end, or a trap. The clearing, we could see better there. Make a plan.
A plan. How quaint. The beast doesn't care about your plans. It only cares about your heartbeat.
Well, I think if the beast wanted to kill everything, he would. So he only killed one and ran away. Let's see the surrounding. Here we have no cold. And the status say warming up. So let's see what it says after this. Check the surroundings and then go into.
You push through the last of the clinging branches into the clearing. The moon, high and pale, floods the open space with silver light, turning the snow into a blinding sheet of white. The contrast is stark after the oppressive darkness of the spruce tunnel. Here, the wind returns, cutting across the open ground, carrying the scent of pine resin and cold iron. The trees stand in a tight circle around you, their trunks black bars against the night, silent witnesses to your passage.
We're exposed here. If anything is watching, it can see us clearly.
And you can see them, assuming they have shapes you recognize. Look at the shadows, Ord. They're longer than they should be.
Leaf scans the perimeter, his back to you, CX ready. The silence of the forest feels heavier here, not broken by even the rustle of a leaf. In the center of the clearing, the snow is undisturbed, a pristine white canvas waiting for a footprint. To the north, the forest thickens into darkness. To the south, the trees thin slightly, hinting at open land beyond. East and west, the black wall of spruce remains unbroken.
No tracks here. Whatever made those prints went the other way, into the thicket. Should we check the perimeter, or try to find a better position?
No, let's go to the forest. It says was nothing. So.
You sink into the shadows at the clearing's edge, the cold snow seeping through your soaked wool. The moonlight paints the forest in silver and black, a stark contrast of light and void. You hold your breath, straining to hear anything beyond the wind. The silence is absolute. No crickets, no rodents scurrying in the undergrowth, not even the hoot of an owl. The forest is a graveyard of sound, holding its breath as if afraid to wake what sleeps beneath its roots.
Nothing. It's unnatural, even in winter. A forest has a heartbeat. This place, it's dead.
Leaf crouches beside you, his eyes scanning the darkness between the trees. The wind picks up, moaning through the upper branches, a sound like a grieving woman. Then, a snap sharp and distinct echoes from the thicket to the east. It wasn't the wind. It was the sound of a heavy branch breaking under weight.
Something moves, or something wants you to think it does. The best hunters make noise when they want to be found.
Let's investigate the sound of the circumvent the thicket and head south toward open. No. Let's investigate that. So it has a pulse of blood, and it's kinda trying to run away.
You move toward the eastern thicket, placing your feet carefully on the snow-covered needles to avoid snapping twigs. The darkness here is thick, the spruce branches interlocking overhead to block the moonlight. The air is cold and still, smelling of pine resin and the faint metallic tang of old blood. Leif follows close behind, his sea axe drawn, his breath misting in the dark.
Slow. If it's the beast, it'll hear us before we see it.
You reach the edge of the thicket. The branches here are dense, creating a natural wall of wood and shadow. The broken branch lies on the ground, a fresh splinter of white wood against the dark mulch. Beyond it, the shadows seem to writhe, shifting with the wind, or something else.
A broken branch. Could be a wolf. Could be wind. Could be bait.
You peer into the gloom, straining to see what made the sound. The shapes in the darkness are ambiguous mounds of snow, fallen logs, or crouching forms waiting to pounce. You need to get closer to be sure, but one wrong step could betray you.
Let's identify. Reroll. Fuck. Reroll. Well, okay, accept.
You shift your weight, reaching for a handhold in the gloom. Your boot finds a patch of dry needles beneath the snow.
Now
then
in this
presses
state
down
we
on
have
something
three
solid and unyielding.
threatened
A
by
sharp
the
crack
wolf.
echoes through the thicket, louder than the wind. A
I
gunshot
love this,
report in the
please.
silence.
I love it.
The sound
I
doesn't
want to
fade.
use it.
It
I
hangs
want to
there,
be mine.
ringing
It's me,
in the
because
cold
this
air.
means my fate.
You stepped on it. They heard.
The shadows at the edge of the thicket detach themselves from the darkness. Yellow eyes open, 6 pairs of them, reflecting the moonlight like polished coins. Low growls rumble from the darkness, a chorus of vibrating throats. The wolves step into view, their fur matted with ice and blood. They are
We need a
gaunt,
fire.
ribs showing through their gray coats, starving and desperate. They fan out, cutting off the path back to the clearing.
The welcoming committee. I told you the forest has eyes. Now it has teeth.
Fuck.
The largest wolf, a scarred alpha with a torn ear, lifts its muzzle to reveal yellowed fangs. It snarls, a sound of challenge and hunger. The others creep forward, bellies low to the ground, hemming you in against the dense branches. Leaf raises his sea-axe, his back to yours.
Back! Keep back!
The alpha ignores the shout. It crouches, muscles coiling for a spring. The pack moves as one,
And the beast
tightening
will
noose of
save
fur
us.
and fangs.
And climb to a tree, escape the immediate attack. Stand your ground and fight the wolf with your axe. Let's climb the tree. Or we fight. Well, we eating, we can eat wolf if we kill him. So let's fight.
You plant your feet in the snow, the hand axe raised high. The alpha doesn't wait. It springs, a gray missile of muscle and fangs aiming for your throat. You swing the axe in a vicious arc, the iron head biting into the wolf's shoulder with a wet crunch. The beast yelps, twisting in midair, but its momentum slams into you, knocking you back into the snow.
Hot blood sprays across your face as the alpha thrashes, its claws raking at your chest. Another wolf lunges for your leg, jaws snapping. Leaf shouts, driving his sea axe into the attacker's flank, but there are too many of them.
They circle, snarling, looking for an opening. The alpha shakes off the wound, eyes burning with pain and rage, and prepares to charge again.
We're dead.
On! Behind you!
A brave choice. Stupid, but brave. Let's see if the All-Father is watching or just laughing.
Oh, fatherhood. We survive the wolf attack. Okay, please. Oh no. Oh, I don't like that. Not those. Failure. No, okay, reroll. Yes. 1. Whew. I'm leaving this like a tale, so I'm very excited. But I didn't think this kind of game would
The
like me,
alpha's
but
charge
I
meets
like.
your axe before it can close the distance. The iron head splits its skull with a wet crack, dropping it into the snow before it can snarl. You don't pause. You rip the weapon free and swing sideways, catching the next wolf mid-leap. The impact hurls it against a spruce trunk, where it slides down, leaving a red smear. Leaf moves with you, a shadow of steel. He drives his sea axe into the neck of the wolf, snapping at your flank, twisting the blade with a practiced jerk. The pack's cohesion shatters. One by one, they fall to the rhythm of your axe and Leaf's knife. Within moments, the clearing is still. 6 gray bodies lie scattered in the snow, steam rising from the cooling blood.
That was good fighting. Together.
Efficient. Brutal. The All-Father appreciates a clean slaughter. Do you feel like a warrior now, or...?
The forest silence returns, heavier than before. The only sound is your own ragged breathing and the drip of blood from your axe. The adrenaline fades, leaving the cold biting at your wet clothes again. The dead wolves offer meat and fur, but the blood scent might draw worse things.
Yeah, well, that will be a scavenger. So we have now good stuff. No. Let's eat and get close.
You drop to your knees in the blood-soaked snow, the heat of the carcasses still steaming against the night air. The work is messy and familiar knife, sliding under the skin, the wet sound of separating hide from muscle.
Life works beside you, his movements efficient and practiced, though his face is pale in the moonlight.
Good pelts. The fur is thick this time of year. We'll need it.
One by one, you strip the gray wolves of their skins. The meat is dark and rich, a stark contrast to the meager crabs and shellfish in your pack. You pile the furs and meat beside the trail, the copper scent of blood heavy in the still air. The forest seems to press closer, the silence deeper now that the growls have stopped.
A feast of blood and fur. You've marked this place now. Anything with a nose will know death happened here.
Okay, great. So we ate and we have clothes. Yeah, but it still says wet clothing. So how do I change it? I love this, please. I love it. Inventory. Item. So how do I wear it? Or what? So we came here and we... Hey, I'm loving it. It's like an interactive book. I used to read a lot when I was a child. Fill fire, cook the meat and warm yourself. Yes. Move away from the bloodless end and find a safe note. Let's do that. We won the battle, so we have to dry in clothing,
You scrape away the snow to the
warmth.
bare earth,
No.
piling spruce branches and dry birch bark in a small clearing.
That's my status now.
The flint strikes steel, sparks showering the tinder until a curl of smoke
But
rises. Then, a hungry orange tongue licks the wood. Soon, a crackling fire pushes back the
closest
dark,
thing.
its warmth a sudden, desperate mercy against the biting cold. You skewer chunks of the dark wolf meat on green sticks and hold them over the flames. The fat drips and hisses, the smell of roasting meat filling the silent forest. It smells rich and wild, a stark contrast to the salt and seaweed of the beach.
Hot food. I thought I'd forgotten what it tasted like.
Leif holds his hands near the blaze, flexing his stiff fingers. The steam rises from your wet clothes as the heat begins to dry them, the chill finally retreating from your bones.
A beacon in the dark. Hope you're ready for what sees it.
Okay, warmed, dry and closing. Cool. Okay, so now birch bark. Paper things they approve white birch trees that dot their bark marked with the horizontal lines, the ancient writing. Bark, okay, yeah, okay. And layers of trees. Okay, so now I have no story point. So I need to advance to get point. Dose the fire and continue east through the forest. Eat cooked meat and rest by the fire. Moonrise. Well, yeah, we. Oh, okay, but no. Let's rest by the fire. So we now stop and need story point.
The wolf meat is tough and gamey, but hot. You tear into the charred flesh, the juices burning your tongue. A sharp contrast to the numb cold that has gripped you since the wreck. Leif eats beside you, methodical, stripping the bones clean. The food settles heavy in your stomach, a spreading warmth that pushes back the shivering.
Better than crabs. We needed this.
You lean back against the spruce roots, the fire crackling between you and the dark woods. Your eyelids grow heavy. The adrenaline of the fight drains away, leaving a deep exhaustion. You close your eyes for a moment, listening to the fire pop and the wind in the branches. Time slips away.
When you open your eyes, the fire has burned low to glowing coals.
The moon has climbed higher, casting long, skeletal shadows through the trees. The air feels thinner, sharper. The silence of the forest has changed. It's not empty anymore. It's waiting. A low howl echoes in the distance, closer than before, followed by another and another. The night is deepening, and the red edge of the blood moon stains the sky above the cannon.
Society rested. Okay. Okay, nice. So blood. So I guess that is a Wolfman. How is the name? The werewolf. Stoke the fire and prepare it for the night. Back up and move towards the holding. No. Let's stay here through the night. We had enough of the holding. We need to rest. We have our victory today. Tomorrow will be a new day.
You feed the fire with larger branches, the dry wood popping and hissing as the flames lick higher. The orange glow pushes back the encroaching shadows, creating a small circle of warmth in the vast, cold dark. Leif arranges the wolf pelts around the fire pit, laying them out to dry further, the fur slowly losing its stiffness.
The fire will hold. We take turns watching. I'll take first watch. You sleep.
Yes. Okay. I agree.
The wind picks up, moaning through the upper branches of the spruce trees. The red stain of the blood moon deepens in the sky above, casting a bloody light over the forest floor. The howls you heard earlier are joined by others, closer now, echoing from different directions. They don't sound like the wolves you just killed. These sounds are deeper, more resonant, carrying a weight that vibrates in your chest.
The moon bleeds. Fenrir's child feels it. The hunger grows when the eye turns red.
Leif tightens his grip on his sea axe, his eyes darting toward the darkness beyond the firelight. The forest feels oppressive, the trees leaning in as if listening to your breathing.
That's not a wolf. Whatever it is, it's circling us.
Fuck.
The shadows at the edge of the firelight seem to lengthen and writhe, detaching themselves from the trees. A pair of eyes reflects the red moonlight, too high, too large, glowing with an unnatural intelligence. They watch you from the darkness, unblinking.
It knows you're here. The question is, does it want to eat or play?
So, we won the battle, so they know that we are strong. So I think we keep the fire high and watch the eyes with Liv. Anyway, we are rested. Maybe it would be a good thing to.
You feed the fire,
If they attack us,
piling on the
they
thicker
will come
branches
to
until
us.
the flames
So we are
roar
not
high,
going
casting
to
a
investigate.
wild, dancing wall of light against the encroaching dark. The heat is intense, almost painful on your face, but the shadows at your back remain freezing. Leif crouches opposite you, his sea axe resting across his knees, his eyes locked on the spot where the glowing pair watches from the darkness.
It hasn't blinked. Not once. That's not natural.
The red light of the blood moon filters through the canopy, turning the snow around you into a field of dried blood. The howls have stopped, replaced by a heavy, suffocating silence. The eyes in the dark shift, moving sideways with a fluid, impossible grace. They are joined by another pair, then another. You are surrounded.
A hunting circle. They're testing you, seeing if the fire is worth the burn.
Suddenly, a massive shadow detaches itself from the trees just beyond the firelight. It stands on two legs, towering over the wolves you killed earlier. Its shape is indistinct, a blur of fur and muscle in the red moonlight. But the eyes are the same, burning with an ancient, hateful intelligence. It opens its mouth, and a sound tears through the night. Not a howl, but a roar that shakes the snow from the branches. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it vanishes back into the dark, leaving only the echo of its presence, and the stench of wet fur and old blood.
By the gods, that wasn't a wolf.
Okay, it was the kind
No.
of presentation.
It was the guest of honor. And it just decided you're not on the menu yet.
Yeah, I knew it.
The forest remains still, but the feeling of being watched is now a physical weight on your skin. The fire pops loudly, the only sound in the world. Leif stares into the dark, his face pale and set.
We can't stay here. If it comes back, the fire won't stop it.
But they run away, so does the fire slip away? No, no, no. Let's do this. So they went in and go away. So we keep here. If they wanted to attack us, they already did it. Okay, blood.
The night stretches out like a wound. You feed the fire until your hands are raw, piling on every scrap of dry wood you can reach without stepping into the dark. The flames roar, a defiant orange beast against the encroaching black, but the shadows seem to press closer, hungry and patient. The red light of the blood moon filters through the canopy, staining the snow a dull rust. The howls have stopped, but the silence is worse. A heavy, listening presence that makes your skin prickle. Leif sits opposite you, eyes wide and unblinking, his sea axe gripped white-knuckled in his hand. Neither of you sleeps.
Tick-tock. The moon bleeds out, and you're still breathing. Disappointed or relieved?
Really?
Hours crawl by. The fire burns down to coals, then flares up again as you throw on another branch. The cold gnaws at your back, the heat only reaching your front. Just when you think the night will never end, the sky begins to change.
Yes.
The bloody red fades to a bruised purple, then to a pale, watery gray. The blood moon sets, sinking below the horizon like a stone in dark water. The oppressive weight in the air lifts, just a little. The forest is still quiet, but the watching eyes are gone.
Dawn. We made it.
I knew it.
Lee slumps forward,
We
rubbing his
didn't
face with
sleep.
grimy hands. The fire is nothing but ash and a few glowing embers now. The gray light reveals the forest in stark detail. The splintered branch, the blood-stained snow where the wolves fell, the tracks leading away into the deep woods. The cold returns now that the fire is dying, sharper without the adrenaline of the night to hold it back.
We need to move. The fire won't save us 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, no, that's true.
The sun is up.
I know.
For now. Where will you run when it sets again?
You stand, your legs stiff and aching. The forest lies open before you, the path leading deeper into the trees, or back the way you came toward the cliffs and the beach. The choice is yours, but the cold doesn't care which way you go. It waits.
I think we might go to the forest. Because all the threats were out, so let's go and check the forest. Maybe we found the cave. Cave to stay for the night. We're already searching in the
You
wreckage.
leave the dying
so-
fire behind, stepping into the gray light of the forest morning. The snow is deeper here, untouched by wind, preserving the tracks in crisp detail. Leaf follows silently, his eyes on the trees. The deeper you go, the darker it becomes, the spruce branches interlocking overhead to block the pale sun. The air smells of pine resin, and something else, a faint, musky scent that makes the hair on your arms stand up.
Again,
The tracks
the
are
hair of my
fresher
ass. Don't they?
and larger. It's not just one path. It's a hunting ground.
The terrain grows rougher, a maze of fallen logs and dense thickets. The trail splits and weaves, circling back on itself in confusing patterns. You realize you're not just following footsteps. You're following a predator that knows how to hide its trail. The source of these tracks, the heart of this territory, remains hidden in the tangled wood. You need to focus, to read the signs beneath the deception, or you'll wander in circles until the sun sets.
A maze within a maze. The beast doesn't want to be found. Or maybe it just wants you to work for it.
Well, I have no. This is all like. Yes. So we made it. I didn't have a story point. Cool. So we couldn't do it earlier, we did now.
You stop, forcing your eyes to see the pattern rather than the individual trees. The tracks don't just wander, they circle a specific point, always returning to a dense wall of spruce and fallen rock. You step closer, pushing aside a heavy curtain of pine boughs, and the forest opens up into a small, hidden clearing. In the shadow of a limestone outcrop, a dark fissure yawns open the mouth of a cave, carefully concealed by overgrowth and cleverly placed stones.
There. A den. But wolves don't stack rocks to hide.
The ground before the cave is trampled, a mix of boot prints and the large clawed marks you've been following. A thin trickle of smoke seeps from a crack in the rock above the entrance, carrying the scent of burning wood and unwashed bodies. This isn't a beast's lair alone. It's shared.
Interesting. A wolf that walks like a man, or men who live with wolves. Either way, knocking might be fatal.
Approach the cave entrance, load with your weapon ready, circle the cave perimeter, look another way. In forward. I need a coffee. Oh my god,
You motion
down.
Leaf and you both slip into the undergrowth, circling wide around the cave mouth. The snow here is trampled, a chaotic mix of heavy boots and the large clawed prints you've been tracking. The air smells of wood smoke, unwashed bodies, and the metallic tang of old meat.
Watch your step. They've set tripwires in the brush. See how those branches are bent?
Leaf points to a nearly invisible cord strung between two saplings, designed to trip anyone approaching from the flank. You step over it carefully, continuing your sweep. The rock face is sheer and cold, offering no handholds. As you round the back
Going
of the
to
outcrop, the ground slopes away into a dense thicket of thorns and deadfall. It looks impassable, but something about the way the snow is piled against the rocks catches your eye, a regularity that doesn't match the wind's work.
A false wall, perhaps? Or just a thicket that wants to eat you? Look closer.
False wall.
The best secrets are hidden in plain sight.
Yes. Oh, okay. Well, 6. I can't reroll. I can't do nothing. I have no more. How do I earn a story point?
You lean closer to the suspicious snow pile, searching for a seam or a gap, but the thorns are too thick, woven into a defensive wall that repels both hand and eye. Every time you try to part the branches, they snap back, guarded by sharp spines that tear at your gloves. The regularity you saw was just a trick of the light and the wind's piling of snow against the stone. There is no hidden way here, only a dead end of brambles and cold rock.
Nothing. Just thorns and deadfall. If there's a back way, it's buried deeper than we can dig without tools.
Disappointing. You were so hopeful for a secret door. Perhaps the front is the only way in. Or perhaps you should stop poking at hornets' nests.
Well,
You
maybe.
pull back from the thicket, the effort costing you precious warmth. The forest around the cave remains quiet, but the silence feels heavier now, like the air before a storm. The mouth of the cave still yawns open to the south, dark and smelling of smoke and men. You are exposed here, circling the edges of a den that may or may not belong to wolves.
So we need to go into the cave. But why I spend all my story?
Step out of the tree line, hand axe loose in your grip, and walk straight toward the cave mouth. Leaf follows a half step behind, his sea axe drawn, eyes darting between the shadows and the dark opening. The snow crunches loudly under your boots, a deliberate announcement of your presence. 3 figures detach themselves from the gloom inside the cave.
Oh my god.
A large man with a scarred face steps to the left, blocking the entrance with a hand axe. A
Oh my
younger,
god.
twitchy man scrambles back into the shadows. In the center, leaning heavily on a staff, stands a lean man with dark, calculating eyes and a wounded leg wrapped in bloody rags.
Okay, that's
That's
the one.
close enough. Another survivor? Or another meal for the wolves?
Odd. 3 of them. The one in charge, he's hurt. The big one is loyal. The young one is scared.
A welcoming
So there
party.
might be our
How
friend.
quaint. Look at the leader's leg. Festering. Desperation makes men dangerous or useful.
Useful.
I said stop. You're far from home, Raider. This cave is taken. State your business before my friend decides you look better dead.
You're hurt and desperate, so let's better talk. Motherfucker. Lower your weapon and speak to the leader. Demand to know what they are doing here. That's a man.
You tighten your grip on the axe handle and stare down the leader, your voice carrying the weight of iron and authority across the snow.
Yes, I'm the male
Speak!
alpha male.
What are you doing here, hiding in the dark like rats in a granary?
Hiding? We're surviving. Something you seem to be struggling with, judging by the smell.
We
Watch
kill
your
all the
mouth.
wolves.
Catil speaks for us.
Hard fuck.
But since you ask, we're trapped. Like you. The ice is failing. The wolves are hungry. The thing in the woods doesn't care who we were before we washed up on this rock.
Trapped. A convenient word. It means I haven't found the way out yet. Or I'm waiting for someone else to die first.
Well, but they're surviving.
Catil, we shouldn't let them stand there. It sees us when we gather.
Quiet, Rolf. You have a choice, Raider. Turn around and walk back into the trees.
I don't like
Come
this.
in and make yourself useful.
Yeah, and ability to do.
But know
whatever.
this. We don't share what little we have with beggars.
Odd. They're scared. The big one is posturing, but the leader, he's calculating. He might trade.
Yes, I think the same. Kettle, H. Rolf, and Guna. Let's see the options we have. Either your weapon and offer trade wolf pelts for shelter, demand their step aside and face your act. No. First. The war begins when the words are out. Okay, we're accepted to the cave because we covered a new
You
location.
wipe the blade on your trousers and slide the axe into your belt. A clear signal that you come to trade, not to kill. Leaf hesitates for a heartbeat, then follows your lead, sheathing his sea axe.
Nice.
You loosen the straps of your pack and pull out the wolf pelts, holding them up for the men to see. The gray fur, thick and still stained with blood, catches the pale light.
Warmth. That's a currency I can use. 6 pelts? You've been busy.
Good fur. Winter is coming hard.
You're not beggars then. You're merchants. Fine. You can come in. But keep your hands where we can see them.
Okay.
If you reach for a weapon, you die. If you reach for our food, you die.
Well, you can share something. I got some crap for you.
Hospitable host. He'll stab you in your sleep if the price is right, or if the price is wrong. Watch him, thoughtless.
Ketil steps aside, gesturing with his staff toward the dark mouth of the cave. Gunnar moves to let you pass, his eyes lingering on the pelts. Hrolf stays deep in the shadows, his breathing shallow and quick. You step into the cave, the air instantly warmer and smelling of wood smoke, unwashed bodies, and roasting meat. The fire pit in the center crackles, casting long, dancing shadows against the stone walls. Stolen goods are piled in the corners, silver trinkets, fine cloth, things that don't belong in a wolf's den. Ketil lowers himself onto a fur-lined rock near the fire, wincing as he extends his wounded leg.
Sit. You've earned a place by the fire. Now,
Okay.
tell me, where did you get those pelts?
Okay, let's talk about
The
this.
wolves here don't usually give up their coats without a fight.
Tell Ketil about the wolf pack you slaughter and best beast watching. Ask Eddie his wounded leg And what beat him? What did he say? Uh, I think we can tell him, because we are the guests so far, or so far. And then we will ask Kettle. Well, they already know if we got Wolf. Let's do. Well, no, let's go for the first. I was thinking if we do the question, it might be aggressive, and we are talking now.
You settle onto a flat stone near the fire, the heat soaking into your bones. The three men watch you, their faces lit by the flickering orange glow. You speak of the clearing, the circle of eyes, and the fight that followed. You describe the snap of bone, the spray of hot blood, and the silence that fell when the last wolf stopped twitching. Then you lower
Also,
your
we
voice, telling them of the
fear.
eyes that remained in the dark, the ones that didn't blink, the ones that watched you through the long night.
You killed a whole pack? Alone? That's a tale worth hearing. But the other thing, the Watcher. You mean the beast?
Okay, this shit
Wolves
has
are
no.
trouble enough. The other thing, that's death walking.
So you've seen it. And you're still here. That makes you either very lucky or very dangerous. I'm not sure which.
Or both. Luck and danger are often the same coin, just flipped at different times.
Raven is
You
clever.
have skills, Raider, and you have guts, but guts don't keep you warm at night. We have food, we have shelter, but we're running out of time. That leg of mine, it's not getting better.
Odd. He's bargaining. He needs something.
Here's the truth. We need to get off this rock. The ice passage to the mainland is our only chance, but it's failing. And the thing in the woods. It's been hunting near the ferry. We can't get past it. Not with me dragging this leg.
Sorry, I need to read. We have food, have shelter, we're running on. Okay. He's bargaining. He needs something. Yes, he's bargaining. Here's the truth. We need to get off this rock. The ice passage into the mainland is our chance. Only chance, but it's fair. And the thing good is been hunting near the ferry. We can get past it. Not with dragging his leg. Ask Katie what he wants to do about the beast. Offer to look at his wooden leg. Yeah, let's offer that. I'm thinking that we should do the other option, because here is very, very, very nice. But let's see what's
You
happening.
rise and move toward Catil, ignoring the way Gunner's hand tightens on his axe handle. Catil watches you, his jaw set, but he doesn't pull away as you crouch beside his injured leg. You pull back the bloody rags. The wound is ugly, A jagged tear in the muscle, swollen and angry. Black lines trace outward from the gash like spiderwebs, and the smell is foul. A sickly sweet rot that overpowers the scent of wood smoke.
Wolf bite. 3 nights ago. It burns like fire, even when it's cold.
Charming. The rot is setting in nicely. Give it a day, maybe 2, and he won't need the ice passage. Hell will have him.
I've seen bites turn like this before. If the poison reaches the blood, there's no coming back.
You press the skin around the wound. It's hot to the touch, feverish. Kitil hisses through his teeth, his knuckles white as he grips his staff. The infection is deep, and without the right herbs, a simple bandage won't stop it.
Well, can you cut it out? Or stitch it up? Or are you just looking at your work?
Don't touch him unless you know what you're doing.
Vamos a preguntarle. Let's answer. Let's ask. Where was he been?
Here, in the woods north of the cave. We were scouting for a way through the thicket when it struck from the shadows.
It was fast. Too fast to be a natural wolf.
North of the cave. Interesting. That's close to where the hermit hides his tree. Or where the widow's husband went missing. Coincidences pile up like snow in a storm.
It wasn't a wolf. I saw it before it bit him. It stood up.
Enough, Rolf. You asked, Raider. I answered. Now, can you help? Or are you just here to gossip?
Ask if they have any herbs, or we cauterize the book, and that's it.
You ask the question, your eyes still on the blackened veins spreading from Kitil's wound. The silence in the cave stretches, broken only by the crackle of the fire. Gunnar shifts his weight, looking at Kitil, who stares into the flames with a hollow expression.
Herbs? Do I look like a monk in a scriptorium? We have what we stole. Silver, cloth, ale. Nothing that cleanses the blood.
We tried burning it the night it happened. Held a hot knife to it. It didn't take. The rot just laughed at it.
Burning a wolf bite. How primitive. Did you try praying while you were at it?
Okay,
Or
thank
perhaps
God we
bleeding
didn't
him
choose
with a
the
dirty
second
blade?
option.
The old man in the trees. He knows things. Plants.
Okay,
Roots.
we chose
But
the
Kitil
right
says we don't go there.
option.
Because he's mad, Rolf. He talks to ravens and thinks the trees are judging him. I'd rather lose the leg than my mind.
There's a woman on the plains. A widow. She tends a garden. Or did. If anyone knows what grows on this rock, it would be her.
The widow. Sigrid. We considered visiting her. But she has a tongue like a whip, and eyes that count coins you haven't stolen yet. If you can get medicine from her, or the madman, I'll make it worth your while. I have silver. Real silver, not trinkets.
Catil gestures toward a pile of
Looks
loot
like
in the
we
corner,
made a friend.
where a dull gray glint catches the firelight. He meets your gaze, his pain making his voice sharp.
Can you save the leg, Raider? Or do I start sharpening the knife for the amputation?
Well, try to save the leg. Let's go to the plane. We're still exhausted, warmed. So let's see.
You rise, leaving Catil's question unanswered,
What?
and stride toward the cave mouth. The firelight fades behind you as you step out into the night. The moon hangs heavy and red above the trees, casting a blood-colored glow over the snow. Less lashed easy. Lashed chases. Less see. Less six woes is unnaturally quiet. The kind of silence that presses against your ears.
Odd. Something's wrong. The wind. It stopped.
The hunter knows you're leaving. It was waiting for you to step out of the light. Bold move. Stupid, but bold.
The raven is so
You
clever.
head south, pushing through the deep snow toward the plains. The trees seem to lean
got-
in, their branches like skeletal fingers clawing at the sky. A low growl vibrates through the ground, too deep to be a wolf. Behind you, to the north, a shadow detaches itself from the tree line. It is vast, a hulking shape of muscle and fur that moves faster than anything living should.
Oh my god.
Run, Thoughtless. Unless you want to find out if your axe tastes better than the wolves did.
The beast is coming, and it is closing the distance with terrifying speed. You have only moments to reach the open plains before it is upon you.
Oh my god. Okay. And I have no story point. So why? Yes. Come on. How do I earn the story points? Plane. Okay, we'll reach the plane.
Your legs burn like fire, every breath a knife in your throat, but you do not stop. The forest blurs around you, dark trunks, snapping branches, the hot stench of the thing behind you. A roar splits the air, shaking snow from the branches above, but you are already moving faster than fear. You burst from the tree line onto the open plains, the sudden emptiness of the sky, vast and terrifying above you. Behind you, the beast skids to a halt at the edge of the trees. It does not step into the open. A massive shadow against the blood-red moon, it paces, snarling, its eyes fixed on you with a hunger that promises this is not over. Then, with a final guttural growl, it melts back into the dark of the forest.
It stopped. Why did it stop?
Perhaps it doesn't like the open air.
Yeah.
Or perhaps it knows exactly where you're going, and it wants you to get
No,
there first.
he's not able to.
You collapse
Go
to
to
your
the
knees
plane.
in the snow, gasping, your heart hammering against your ribs. The plains stretch out before you, a vast frozen wasteland of light under the rust-colored light. The wind cuts sharp here, unbroken by trees, carrying the scent of wood smoke and something else, sickness.
In the middle distance here.
A low turf structure huddles against the cold, a thin thread of smoke rising from its roof. A hut, the widow's home.
What is the hut?
Sigrid, the widow.
Oh.
Let's hope she's more welcoming than the wolves. Or the bandits.
The silence of the plains is heavy, broken only by the wind and the distant, mournful cry of a gull. You are exposed here, a dark figure on white snow, visible for miles. But the beast remains in the trees, and the hut offers shelter.
We'll have to reach the hut. Oh. Let's circle the hut and see what's happened. I love
You
this,
signal
please.
Leaf to hold back
I love this.
and begin a wide circle around the turf structure, keeping your body low against the snow. The wind here cuts sharp, unbroken by trees, and the red light of the blood moon casts long, distorted shadows from the hut's uneven walls. The garden is dead frozen stalks of what might have been kale or turnips shatter under your boots. Near the wall, a woodpile stands against the turf, the logs covered in frost.
It's running low, maybe enough for 2 days if the fire's banked tight. No tracks mar the snow around the walls except yours, fresh and stark in the crimson glow.
Clean! No tracks going in or out. Either she hasn't left in days, or she's very good at hiding her path.
You pause near the smoke hole, listening. The wind carries the sound of a dry, hacking cough from inside, followed by the soft murmur of a woman's voice, low and soothing. Then the cough again, deeper this time, wet and rattling.
Okay, we need to help the widow.
Sickness. The sweet rot of fever. It seems death is already a guest in this house. You're interrupting a farewell, thoughtless.
The door is a simple wooden slab, unbarred, the leather thong that serves as a latch hanging loose. The hut is small, defensible only by its isolation. If there is danger inside, it is not the kind that hides in shadows with claws.
Odd. We should announce ourselves. Sneaking up on a widow's door in the dark is a good way to get an axe in the face.
Let's read again. I think she needs help. What we'll do is open the door and step inside. Oh, there's fire. Oh my
The
god.
leather thong lifts easily, and the door swings inward with a groan of wood settling into frost. You step across the threshold, leaf at your back, and the world changes instantly. The wind's howl is cut off, replaced by the heavy, still air of a room that has held too many breaths for too long. The smell is thick wood smoke, unwashed wool, and the cloying sweetness of sickness. A central fire pit burns low, casting a ruddy glow over turf walls blackened by soot. A woman stands between you and the fire, a wooden ladle raised like a weapon. She is angular and hard-eyed, her dark hair pulled back tight, a hand axe hanging at her belt. Behind her, in the shadows of the far corner, a pile of furs stirs. A dry, rattling cough echoes from the heap.
Stop right there. You're far from the forest, Raider. This house has nothing for you.
We mean no harm. We're looking for shelter. Perhaps trade.
Trade with what? The clothes on your back? Turn around. Go back to your wolves.
Sigrid, let the man speak. His boots are wet. He's walked far to die on our doorstep. Amma, rest. I said leave, unless you want to add your blood to the floor.
The woman's grip on the ladle tightens, knuckles white. The fire pops, sending a shower of sparks up toward the smoke hole. You are inside, but you are far from safe.
Okay, Amma. Let's ask for the woman in the corner. That she asked. He said to give us warmth.
You nod toward the heap of furs in the corner, where the rattling cough seems to shake the very walls of the hut. Sigrid shifts her stance, placing herself more firmly between you and the sickbed, the ladle still raised like a shield.
The old woman. Her breath sounds like death in a dry well. What ails her?
None of your concern. She is old, and the winter is long. That is all.
Old, yes. But the winter isn't what burns me, stranger. It's the same fever that took my grandchildren 3 years past. It came back for a visit.
The sweet rot. I remember that smell. It lingers in the straw after the children stop breathing. Do you have any children, Raider? No. Perhaps that is why you're still standing.
Amma, hush. You have no business here. If you are not here to steal, then why are you?
Okay, we're talking better.
She's desperate and scared. That's a dangerous combination.
Ask Sigrid about her husband why he's not here. Offer to trade food. About information about the Ain. I think we have no more room to questions, so let's do or yes. Let's read again. Mother. Well, they know we are not here to steal. But let's do one more question. Ask why the husband is not here.
Sigrid's jaw tightens at the question, the muscles in her neck standing out like corded rope. She takes a step closer, the ladle trembling slightly in her grip, not from fear, but from something held back too long.
He is gone. That is all you need to know. He walked into the forest 3 weeks ago and did not walk back out.
He was restless, stranger. The moon pulled at him, scratching at his arms in his sleep, eyes that wouldn't meet mine in the morning.
Amma, he is not dead. He would have come back. The forest, it keeps things.
A man who vanishes at the full moon and scratches himself like a hound with fleas. I'm sure there's a perfectly boring explanation for that.
Odd. She believes he's alive, or she needs to.
Sigrid turns away, stirring the pot with violent strokes, though the fire beneath it is barely embers. The air in the hut feels heavy with unspoken words, and the weight of the empty space where a man should stand.
Beyond. Okay. We don't know the face of her. Ask Emma about the fever root and where to find it. Offer to the search. No. Let's ask. We are not searching beyond. We are finding the fever root. We make a favor and then ask them to give us for the leg of the other guy. I love to give myself.
Fever? Is there nothing that can break it? A root? An herb? The old ways?
The old ways. Yes. There is a root. Fever root. It grows where the earth bites the sky, on the high cliffs to the north.
Oh my god.
The same root that failed my grandchildren. Perhaps it will remember how to save me this time. Amma, stop giving him false hope. The cliffs are death, the climb is sheer, and the cold up there. You would freeze before you found a single stem.
High cliffs, north. That would be the Hoye Fjorda. Steep, windy, and a long way to fall. Perfect for a midnight stroll.
If it exists, I can find it. The climb will be the hard part.
Well, yeah,
It
we need
has
friends.
small white flowers, even in the frost. Look for the white, stranger. It is the only life that dares the edge.
And if you fall, then I have lost everything. Why should I trust a raider with my mother's life?
Well, you have nothing to do right now. It's your only chance. Okay, let's ask what she can offer in exchange for the medicine.
Sigrid's eyes flicker to the pile of furs where Amma lies, then back to you. The ladle lowers slightly, though her hand remains tight on the handle. She looks around the hut, taking in the meager supplies, the dwindling woodpile, the empty shelves, the few scraps of dried meat hanging from the rafters. Desperation wars with pride in her expression.
Trade. We have little. Food. Some furs. Wood. But there is Bjorn's axe. It hangs by the door. It is a good blade. Balanced. Kept sharp. He would not want it to rust here while he is gone.
A dead man's axe. Heavy iron, stained with use. Charming. But better than a spoon, I suppose.
That is a fine weapon, Maud. Better than what we have. If she is willing to part with it...
Do not think to trick me, raider. Bring the root, and the axe is yours. Fail, and I will bury you beside the garden.
She points with the ladle to the wall near the door, where a heavy hand axe hangs from a peg. The iron head catches the firelight,
Gleaming dully.
It is a warrior's tool, not a farmer's.
His pride and joy. Take it, stranger. If it buys me breath, Bjorn would call it a fair trade.
Okay, we got the axe now. Okay, so they gave everything. No. agreed to the deal and head north to the high cliff. But we came here to get Earth, and they have nothing. But I bet the Ama is kinda a doctor, kinda shaman. So
Sigrid nods once, sharp and final, the tension in her shoulders easing just enough to let her breathe. She does not thank you, she simply steps aside, the path to the door clear. Amma watches you with eyes that have seen too many winters, a faint smile touching her lips as you turn away.
Bring the root, and the axe is yours. Do not make me wait.
You push the door open and step back into the biting wind. The blood moon hangs heavy above the plains, painting the snow in shades of dried rust and shadow.
Leaf follows close, his hand resting on the hilt of his sea axe. The silence of the open plain is broken only by the crunch of your boots and the distant, mournful cry of the wind.
North. The forest edge is that way. We move fast. No stopping.
You set a hard pace toward the northern tree line, the dark mass of the wolf's forest looming ahead. The snow is deep, dragging at your legs with every step.
Behind you, a low sound begins to build, a wet, rattling inhale that seems to come from everywhere at once. The shadows at the edge of the tree line detach, elongating and stretching toward you across the open ground.
It knows. It was always waiting. A deal made in blood is the only kind it honors.
A massive shape bursts from the darkness between you and the trees, cutting off the path to the north. It is a nightmare of muscle and fur, towering above the snow, eyes burning like coals in the blood moon light. It roars, a sound that vibrates in your chest and shakes the frozen ground beneath your feet.
okay, I bet that's Bjorn. Oh my god. Okay, let's roll the dice. We can't reroll, so we need to accept.
You lunge toward the tree line, boots slipping on the icy crust of the snow. The distance is too great.
I think we are
Monster
dead.
too fast.
But
A blur of shadow and muscle slams into the space between you and the forest, cutting off your path with the force of a falling mountain. Before you can check your momentum,
maybe
a
we'll
massive
have
clawed
chance
hand
to do
swoops through
another
the air,
thing.
catching Leaf full in the chest. Leaf flies backward, crashing into the snow 10 paces away, his sea axe spinning from his grip. The beast turns its burning gaze on you, its maw opening to reveal rows of yellow, jagged teeth. You try to scramble back, but a heavy paw pins your legs to the ground, driving the air from your lungs. The heat of its breath washes over you, smelling of raw meat and ancient rot.
On! Run!
it's Warwick. Strike at the beast's face with your hand axe. Use the silver arm ring as a weapon against the guest. Now we are roosted.
Your left arm is
Bleeding
trapped, but your
out.
right hand is free.
Okay.
You tear the silver arm ring from your wrist, the cold metal biting into your palm.
The beast's head lowers, jaws snapping inches from your face, its breath a furnace of rot. With a desperate roar, you drive the twisted silver band forward, aiming for the creature's eye. The silver connects with the soft flesh above the beast's snout, sinking deep with a sickening hiss. Smoke curls from the wound,
and the beast recoils with a shriek that shatters the night air. It stumbles back, its grip on your legs loosening as it thrashes against the burning metal.
Silver. The old metal bites deep. It seems the monster remembers its allergies.
It's hurt! On! Move! Now!
Okay, I need a good roll, please. Well, I don't know. But I should save my story point. I thought I would have more, but no.
The silver burns, but the monster's rage burns hotter. Before you can pull back for another strike, a massive paw swipes through the air, faster than thought.
Okay, the beast just
That will leave a mark. Or a grave. The silver annoyed it, Ord. It did not kill it.
Get up! It's coming!
The beast shakes its head, smoke curling from the silver-burned wound on its snout. It turns its burning gaze toward you, lips curling back to reveal yellowed fangs dripping with saliva. It takes a step forward, the ground trembling under its weight. Leaf scrambles to his knees, grabbing his fallen sea axe, but he is too far away to reach you before the beast strikes again.
The forest is behind you. The cliffs are to the north. Choose quickly, Thoughtless. The hunter is hungry.
The beast crouches, muscles coiling like steel springs under the matted fur. It prepares to lunge, its eyes locked on your throat. The distance to the tree line is too far to outrun it in a straight race, but the darkness of the woods offers cover that the open plains deny.
the darkness of the wood. Okay, let's do the scramble backward and throw the meat flags to create the distraction. See if we can get away.
You dig your heels into the snow, scrambling backward as the beast's muscles coil for the kill. Your hand fumbles at your belt, fingers closing around the cold leather of the mead flask. With a desperate heave, you hurl the container toward the beast's left flank. It spins through the crimson light, a dark blur against the snow. The flask shatters against a hidden rock, spraying honey-sweet liquid across the white ground. The sharp crack echoes through the clearing. The beast's head snaps toward the sound, its burning eyes narrowing. For a heartbeat, the monster is distracted, its attention fixed on the spreading puddle of alcohol.
A drink offering? Bold. Let us hope it prefers honey to blood.
On! Move! It won't look forever!
Okay, now I need, please, I need at least 2 6. 1 6? Oh my god, no.
dark puddle reflecting the blood moon. But the beast's eyes never leave you. It snorts, a puff of steam that smells of rot, dismissing the offering as beneath its notice.
You scramble backward, but the distance was already too short. The monster lunges, not toward you, but toward the figure rushing in from the side. Leaf screams a war cry, his sea axe raised high, trying to draw the creature's attention. It is a brave, foolish mistake.
Well, we are now
The
both.
beast's massive paw catches Leaf in mid-swing, swatting him aside like a fly. He crashes into the snow, his breath leaving him in a wet gurgle. Before he can rise, jaws the size of a man's torso close around his torso. There is a sickening crunch of bone, a spray of arterial blood that paints the white snow crimson, and then silence. Leaf's body goes limp, his sea axe falling from a hand that will never hold it again. The beast shakes its head, tossing the broken corpse aside like a rag doll.
And then there was one. He was fast, Ord, but not fast enough.
The creature turns back to you, its muzzle wet with your shield brother's blood. It roars, a sound of triumph and hunger, and charges. You try to scramble to your feet, but your boots slip on the ice-lit snow. A heavy impact slams into your shoulder, throwing you onto your back. Claws rake across your chest, deep and burning, tearing through wool and flesh. You scream, clutching at the wounds as hot blood wells between your fingers. The beast looms over you, its shadow swallowing the moonlight.
The silver is gone. The scout is gone. And you are flat on your back in the snow. Any final thoughts, Thoughtless?
Yeah, I need a too sick. Let's kick the beast's knee and scramble toward the forest. I don't know. Maybe the beast is too strong to be beaten by the axe.
You drive your boot into the beast's knee with every ounce of strength left in your legs. The impact is like kicking a boulder wrapped in wet
Well,
leather.
maybe the axe
The
is
joint
of
barely
steel
yields,
worse though.
but the creature staggers, its weight shifting just enough.
You scramble backward, claws tearing through the snow as you claw your way toward the dark tree line. The beast roars, a sound of pure fury, and lunges after you, its jaws snapping at the air where your head was a heartbeat ago. The distance to the forest is a gauntlet of shadow and moonlight. Your chest burns where the claws rake you, each breath a wet gasp.
The beast is closing the gap, its heavy footsteps shaking the ground behind you. You can smell its fetid breath on the wind. The tree line is just ahead, a wall of darkness that promises cover or death.
I think yes. Yes, come on. Finally. Well, in the forest we beat the wolves.
You
So
throw yourself into the shadows of the wolf's forest, your boots slipping on dead leaves and hidden roots. Behind you, the beast crashes to a halt at the tree line, its massive paws tearing up the snow and earth as it snarls in frustration. It does not follow. The red light of the blood moon filters through the dead spruce branches above, casting the forest in a bloody, rusted twilight.
The air here is still, smelling of pine resin and cold earth, but the silence is heavy, the kind that presses against your ears.
You collapse against the rough bark of a birch tree, your chest heaving, the deep gash across your ribs throbbing in time with your heartbeat.
Close. Too close. But then, the wolf respects the forest. It knows this darkness belongs to it as much as to the trees.
The sound of heavy breathing fades from the edge of the clearing, replaced by the distant snap of a branch something moving away, or perhaps circling. Leif is gone. The thought hits you like a physical blow, colder than the wind. You are alone in the dark, save for the raven perched silently on a nearby branch, its obsidian eyes reflecting the red moon.
He was fast, your scout, but speed is a small coin against the beast. What will you buy with yours, Ord?
The forest stretches out in all directions, a maze of black trunks and shadow. To the north, the ground slopes upward toward the high cliffs. To the west, the path leads back toward the low fjords and the beach. East lies the ferry and the frozen passage. South is the plains and the widow's hut, and the corpse of your shield brother.
Find your chest wound with strips close and rest against this tree. Move north through the forest towards the... No. Let's try to heal. So we now need the same medicine that the guy in the
frozen
cave.
laces of your tunic, tearing strips from the already ruined wool to bind your chest.
The gash is deep, the flesh parted like a split fruit, but the bleeding slows as you tighten the cloth. Each pull sends a jolt of pain through your ribs, sharp enough to make your vision swim. You slump back against the birch bark, the rough wood digging into your spine, and let the darkness of the forest close around you.
A rag for a rag. It will hold if you don't move too much, or breathe too deeply, or live too long.
The blood moon filters through the canopy in rust-red patches,
painting the snow in the color of dried meat. The silence of the wolf's forest is absolute now. The beast's presence a lingering pressure at the
What's
edge of your
happening with the
senses,
voice of the
rather than
AI?
a physical threat.
Leaf is gone. The reality of it settles in your gut like a stone. You are alone on this frozen rock, save for the raven watching you from a high branch.
He died well, for a scout, screaming and charging. Not the quiet death he might have wanted, but the gods rarely care what we want.
The cold seeps into your bones, despite the exertion and the warmth of your own blood soaking into the bandages. Your eyes drift shut for a moment, the exhaustion pulling at you like a tide. The forest holds its breath, waiting.
Okay. Force yourself to stand and head north toward the high cliff. Search for the media of anything useful before move on. Yes, let's do that. Sure.
You push yourself away from the birch, teeth gritted against the throb in your ribs, and scan the blood-soaked snow around you.
The fight churned the ground, but nothing remains of value here.
Leif's sea axe is gone, lost in the chaos or buried under the drifts. You check the hollows beneath the spruce roots and the spaces between the rocks, but the forest yields nothing but cold earth and dead leaves.
A few dry branches lie scattered near the tree line decent for a fire, if you had the time or the breath to light one.
Looking for coins in a graveyard. The beast took the payment ord. All that's left is the change.
The silver arm ring is still clutched in your hand, twisted and blackened where it burned the creature. It is useless now as jewelry, but the metal remains. The cold wind cuts through your torn tunic, chilling the sweat on your back. The forest stretches out in 4 directions, each path a promise of danger or a slow death.
The cliffs to the north hold the root. The south holds the widow's axe. The west leads to the sea. The east leads to the ice and the end of this trial. Which way does the survivor walk?
Well, not the east. Let's go for the route. You have no option.
You force your legs to move, each step a battle against the deep snow and the screaming protest of your ribs. The forest closes in around you, dark spruce branches clawing at your clothes like skeletal fingers. The blood moon casts a hellish glow through the canopy, turning the shadows into shapes that seem to dart just beyond your vision. Your breath comes in ragged gasps, misting in the freezing air, and the copper taste of blood fills your mouth.
North. Always north. The route waits, but so does the fall. Can you climb with holes in your hide?
The terrain begins to slope upward, the ground growing rockier and more uneven beneath the snow. The pain in your chest is a constant throb, threatening to send you to your knees. But you push on, driven by the promise of the axe and the widow's bargain. Behind you, the silence of the forest feels heavy, pregnant with the threat of pursuit. You are not just running toward the cliffs. You are running from the shadow that hunts this island.
Do you hear it? That wet, heavy sound in the distance. It's not the wind. The wind doesn't hunger.
Oh my god. I have no choice to do it, no. Again. I think we die here because I have no options.
Your boot catches on a hidden root beneath the snow, a treacherous snag that sends you sprawling face first into the ice. The air is driven from your lungs in a single agonizing gasp. Before you can scramble up, the ground shudders beneath you. A massive weight slams into your back, driving you into the frozen earth with bone-crushing force. Claws like iron hooks sink into your thigh, tearing through muscle and sinew as if they were rotten cloth. Hot, fetid breath washes over your neck, followed by the sickening wet crunch of teeth grazing your shoulder. The beast is on you, a mountain of fur and rage pinning you to the blood-stained snow. Pain explodes along your side, a white-hot fire that drowns out all thought. You are not running anymore. You are meat beneath the predator.
Get up! It has your scent. It has your blood. The silver is gone. Fool, move or die!
I have to
The
move.
creature shifts its weight, preparing to tear the life from your throat. Its jaws snap inches from your ear, the sound like a cave-in. Blood pools around you, steaming in the cold air. Your vision blurs, the edges darkening as shock sets in. The beast roars, a sound of triumph and hunger that vibrates in your marrow.
Okay, let's try to crawl forward. We have no option. We need to escape.
You dig your fingers into the freezing crust, dragging your body forward an inch at a time. The snow is slick with your own blood, offering no purchase. The beast's weight presses down, crushing the air from your lungs, its claws hooked deep in the meat of your thigh. Every movement tears the wound wider, a hot river of pain flooding your senses. You gasp,
Okay, maybe
choking on
we
the
should
copper taste.
attack the beast.
Breathe again, dragging yourself through the slush toward the dark shelter of the spruce roots.
It's tearing you apart! Move! The snow is your shroud. Or your road. Choose.
The creature roars, sensing the struggle, and shifts its grip. One massive paw lifts, that slams down inches from your head, driving a spray of ice and grit into your eyes. The heat of its belly is against your back, a furnace of fur and muscle ready to crush the life from you. You are almost under the overhang of the roots, almost out of the killing zone, but the beast's jaws snap at your heels.
Oh shit.
Your strength fails. The roots are inches from your fingers, a promise of shelter that might as well be in Valhalla. The beast's weight shifts, a mountain of muscle and malice settling into your spine. You scream as its jaws close around your shoulder, teeth crunching through bone and meat with the sickening ease of a wolf snapping a hare's neck. Hot blood floods your chest, steaming in the freezing air. The world narrows to the white-hot fire of pain and the copper taste in your mouth. You are not escaping. You are being broken.
It's eating you! It's eating you alive! The silver is gone. The scout is gone. And now you go. What a waste of a trial.
The beast tears its head away, ripping a chunk of flesh from your shoulder. Darkness creeps into the edges of your vision, cold and inviting. The creature growls, a low rumble that vibrates through your broken body, savoring the taste of your fear. You lie in the snow, your life leaking out onto the white ground, staining it crimson. The beast raises a massive paw, claws glistening in the blood moonlight, poised to deliver the final blow.
Okay, so we have no choice, so I have no third point. Fit in, so that's stupid. Okay, let's do it.
Gather the last dregs of your strength, the copper taste of your own blood filling your mouth. With a snarl that is more curse than sound, you force the bloody spittle upward, catching the beast squarely in its burning obsidian eye. It blinks, a flicker of surprise crossing its inhuman features, and for a heartbeat, the killing pauses.
A brave fool. Even the wolf respects a bite from the sheep.
Yes.
The moment passes.
The raven is so
shakes its massive head, flinging the saliva and your defiance into the snow. Its lips curl back, revealing yellowed fangs the length of daggers. There is no anger in its eyes now, only the cold certainty of the hunt. The massive paw descends, claws extended like iron spears, and drives through your chest with the sickening crunch of splintering bone and tearing flesh.
well, yeah. We have no choice, so all the dice were wrong. Okay, so what now?
The claws drove through Odd's chest, shattering bone and tearing the life from him in a rush of steaming blood. He died in the snow of the wolf's forest, under the red eye of the blood moon. The beast's breath hot on his face. The axe he fought for lies rusting in the widow's hut. The silver that burned the monster is twisted in the snow. Leif is dead. The trial is over.
Fenrir's child is fed. The island keeps what Odin sends it.
The wind covers the body with drifts. The beast pads back into the dark. Munin waits at the frozen passage, and he will wait forever. The ice cracks. The cold remains. nothing has changed. Stranded. Not a word for the living.